Woohoo! We are live. This is very exciting. This is Math 40. We're still in the section we were in before, which was 5.6. This is page 2, or number 2, and we're going to expand all of this amazing math you guys are currently doing. And now we are going to start working with longer polynomials. What does that mean? Well, if we take a look at this first problem, you'll notice that the first polynomial is a binomial, and the second polynomial has 3 terms. So we've got 2 terms here and 3 terms here. So 2 terms is a binomial, 3 terms is a, you got it, trinomial. And I'm going to follow exactly the same method I used before. So, as is my wont, I love saying that because I love that the fact that want is spelled so funny. It feels very old. And I am very old, so this suits me. I'm going to rewrite the problem, and then I'm going to split up the very first polynomial. And again, how do I choose the first polynomial? Because it comes first, and it's the way I was taught to do it. Could you break up the second polynomial instead? Absolutely. You will get exactly the same correct answer, although your method will be slightly different. It'll look different. So I'm not talking because I want to make sure I'm very careful with something this long. There we go. I want to make sure I correctly copy down the second polynomial. As you can see, I got a brand new handy dandy highlighter. Nothing bad can happen if you've got a highlighter. And so it's nice and bright and we can see. So this polynomial appears now twice because p gets multiplied through and 2 gets multiplied through. So we're just taking them separately. It's like if you were going to go on a trip with someone, but you took different airplanes. Okay, so let's multiply p through. So p times p to the 4th minus p times 2p cubed. Notice that I always choose to put the sign first and then the rest of what's going on. So this might be slightly different than what you learned. That's fine. Everyone's got different styles. And p times 3. So that's the p going on vacation. Now let's do the 2. 2 times p to the 4th minus 2 times 2p cubed plus 2 times 3. That's the 2 going through. Okay, let me group everything. P times p to the 4th, 5p, so it's p to the 5th. Now this one is all wonky, but I see I have a minus 2, and then I've got 4 p's, so p to the 4th. This one is simply 3p. This one, that's lovely, isn't it? It's already written in correct form, 2p to the 4th. This one's not too bad. 2 times 2 is 4. The p's stay the same, and this last one is plus 6. Now, I want to pause here for a moment. We will be combining like terms, so some things will change. But before we do that, I want to pause and take a look at the fact that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 terms. We could have anticipated that because up here we have 2 terms and we have 3 terms. 2 times 3 equals 6 terms before combining. Uh-oh. Well, there wasn't really enough room. So that I swear it says before combining, and it doesn't just say before combining, but that's kind of what it says. So there should be 6 terms before we combine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a branch of mathematics called Combinatorics, which is kind of cool. That if you've got 2 of something that you're going to mix up with 3 of something, then there are 6 possible combinations with how you put them together. And that's what we got right there. So it's kind of cool. But we're not going to keep it at 6 because I see that I've got some p to the 4ths that match up. And in fact, interestingly enough, this is a minus 2 and this is a plus 2. So these guys are going to cancel and we're not going to see them at all. So in a final result, we're going to see p to the 5th. Then I'm going to look through the p to the 4ths cancel. This p cubed, I want to bring up here, minus 4p cubed. Okay, I'm going to put little dots when I use them up. And then the plus 3p, and then the plus 6. That way it's in descending order. So take a look at that. And again, you can't ask me questions right now, but you can always text me or email me and say, hey, I'm watching this video and I don't understand what's happening on this page. And I will say, well, that's a good question. Let's go look at that. Okay, you guys ready? We're going to get to the big one. Dun, dun, dun! This is a trinomial times a trinomial. 3 times 3 equals 9 terms. And again, I'm going to try to do this. Let's see if we can fit it in before combining. Oh, look, it all fit. Okay, so if we've got a trinomial times a trinomial, we're going to have 9 terms to keep track of. This is not going to be the easy peasy problem that, you know, we started out with. So I would say, give yourself time, give yourself a lot of space. Be gentle, understand that most people make mistakes when they're starting out, so don't get too frustrated. Just try to breathe a lot. Let's see if we can get through it. Let's see if I cannot make any mistakes. If I do, you're just going to have to scream at the monitor, because if I don't notice, then you'll have to email me or something. Hopefully I won't make any mistakes, but you know, it's really easy to on these when they're so long. So exactly the same method. I'm going to break up the very first one. So I've got 5x cubed plus x minus 4 times the quantity negative 2x squared plus 3x plus 6. Okay, you guys ready? Oh, 5x cubed times the whole second trinomial, negative 2x squared plus 3x plus 6. Next up, plus x times the whole second trinomial, negative 2x squared plus 3x plus 6. Last one, minus 4 times the whole, negative 2x squared plus 3x plus 6. Okay, let's take a moment. I'm going to highlight the fact that this second one is the one that stayed together. So I split up the first one into little pieces, but the second one stayed together. And now we're going to break up the second one. So we're just breaking them up in pieces. You guys ready? Okay, we're going to end up with 9 terms. It's a lot. Okay, to begin with, that's a minus sign. So is everything okay? Oh my goodness. Are you okay? The world just fell apart in the kitchen. Are you okay? Okay, cool. Let's come back. So it turns out that when we do really hard math, the world does fall apart. I'm kind of terrified by this realization, but it seems that there weren't any major injuries, although there seems to be some blood involved. So, you know, let's be honest. Be careful when you do math like this. You know, make sure you've secured all of your, you know, objects in the overhead bin, and deep breaths. Okay. So what I was going to say is that minus sign should come out first, because otherwise I will lose that thing so fast. 5x cubed times 2x squared. Okay, the rest of them are pluses. Plus 5x cubed times 3x plus 5x cubed times 6. Now, you see the way that I tend to expand things? I'm going to run out of room so fast. So again, keep this in mind. Give yourself lots of space, which I did not do. And honestly, if you know the problem's going to get this long, turn your paper the other way. Let it go the long way. Which of course I also did not do, you know, because I, you know, do as I say, not as I do. Okay, that's the first 3. Now x is going to go visiting. So x times negative, so negative, and then x times 2x squared plus x times 3x plus x times 6. So x went all the way through. Now let's take the negative 4. Now this is negative, so everything, all the signs are going to change. Negative 4 times negative 2 plus 4 times 2x squared minus 4 times 3x minus 4 times 6. Okay, so take a look at those three. That is a lot that's going on. Okay, you ready? Let's fingers crossed we won't make any mistakes. Again, this is pretty thick stuff. Lots of opportunities to make mistakes. So here I've got -5 and a 2. So I want that to be -10. And then this is 3 x's and then 2 x's. So altogether, 3 plus 2 is 5. So -10x to the 5th power. And then here, 5x cubed times 3x. I think that's 15x to the 4th. And then here, 5x cubed times 6 plus 30x cubed. So far, so good. Those are the first three terms. Now I'm going here. There's a minus sign. X times 2x squared, that would be 2. And then there are 3 x's now, so 2x cubed. X times 3x, 3x squared. So notice when we multiply by x through all of these, I'm just getting the same thing I had, but I'm bumping up the x's by 1. Right, so I have -2x squared, now I have -2x cubed. 3x, 3x squared. 6, x times 6 is 6x. Okay, those are the second three. And then our last three, 4 times 2 is 8, x squared, minus 12x, minus 24. Now here's the thing. The goal will be, as you progress through math, the goal will be, if you continue on with math, that you can start doing these in your head. You can skip this line where we write this out. Now, folks like me, if you have dyslexia or dyscalculia, if you have any sort of problems with reversing numbers or making those little mistakes that just plague you and make you want to just throw things, if you've got anything like that, I would still recommend doing this, but you do want to try to also be working out your head. Be saying, okay, let's see what we can do in our head. Really push yourself to be able to get to these without having to write that down. So you can write it down to be sure, but also push your brain to do more and more in your head. Oh my goodness. At this point, I think I'm color coding because this is just, there's so much going on because I can color code. So let's go. Okay, my x to the 5ths are going to be orange, and I only see one of those. Okay, good. My x to the 4ths are going to be yellow, and I actually only see one of those. Okay, let's see if I've got my green. Green is my x cubed. There's an x cubed. There's an x cubed. Anybody else? Nope. Okay. X to the 4th. Sorry, I got a little sideways. Colors get me all excited. X squared will be blue. Okay. I'm out of color, so I'll just use wiggly lines to be my x's. And okay. So -10x to the 5th plus 15x to the 4th plus 30x cubed minus 2x cubed plus 3x squared plus 8x squared plus 6x minus 12x minus 24. Whew. So what I did there was I just wrote all of the terms so that they were next to their buddies. All the x cubes together, all the x squareds together, all the x's together, and then the constant at the end. Now what we can do is we can look and we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Before I combine like terms, I have those 9 terms. Remember, we set up here a trinomial times a trinomial. 3 times 3 is 9. Nice, we got the 9 terms. But once we combine, we could have any number. We could still have 9 or we could have 2. There's no way to know ahead of time. I get -10x to the 5th because there's only one of those, plus 15x to the 4th. No, I've got 30 x cubes minus 2 of them, so I only have 28 x cubed. I got 3x squared plus 8x squared, so that gives me 11x squared. 6x minus 12x gives me a negative 6x and minus 24. And if you're still here, we did it. Congratulations. We multiplied a trinomial times a trinomial. That's never easy. And we got through it. Woohoo! My gosh, it's so big, I'm not even sure I can put a box around it. There we go. Woohoo! We're done. Well, we're not done. We're done with this part. So next up, in the next video, we are going to talk about the F word. Woohoo! The shortcut FOIL. So come on back. We will work on that next. Yay!